Hello, this is Evangelist Robert L. McKim Sr. I have been attacked, verbally attacked, emotionally attacked by somebody that thinks that they are right and everybody else is wrong. Basically, everybody else is totally wrong. They're right. They keep harping up, well, we've tried to help them managing their money. We tried to teach them basically the right way to manage money. You know, I have been a newspaper carrier for 11 years, and I kept books. I would write down my customer's name in one column, the date that they paid and how much they paid and how much they still owed. I kept books. I managed my money. I managed my money. I had over $500 in the bank until my parents had me take it out to help them out with something. That's another story, but the fact is, I manage money. I look at the big picture, okay? They think that we should stay here locally and buy food here locally and don't go anywhere else and buy our food. Even though it's cheaper 40 to 50 miles away. And when we don't just go and drive there to get food and then come back home. We go when we have a doctor's appointment in Dover or New Philadelphia. Then we hop on over to Sugar Creek and Walnut Creek, which is only another 10 to 15 miles down State Route 39. We live basically off of 39 here in Carroll County. We go down to Dover and New Philly to doctor's appointments several times a month. And when we're down there, especially if we have a doctor's appointment around the first part of the month, then we go and do all of our grocery shopping down there in Sugar Creek and at Walnut Creek Cheese in Holmes County. Why? Because the food is cheaper. It's better for you health-wise. MSG free, fat free. Not just MSG, but also fat free. They also have special breads that are made for diabetics and let me tell you something. The Amish, they do a lot better cooking than the stores does. Do you understand that the bread, the wheat bread at Walmart, unless you buy the expensive wheat bread, the split top wheat bread is not 100% wheat bread. It is white bread with molasses and brown sugar to color it. It's still white bread with a coloring. Read the labels. You know, there's people out there that says, well, for instance, okay, celiac disease. This person that's been attacking me, that thinks that their religious beliefs is more right than mine, and that their intellect of managing money is more right than mine. They have celiac disease. Celiac disease basically means they have to stay away from gluten in food, or they get sick, real bad sick. Well, the thing is, they're staying away from gluten. They're watching their diet. I have grown up since 11 years old with low blood sugar. Well, I was having these spells, and I'd get weak, and I get sweaty, I get jittery, and sometimes I felt like I was going to pass out. I kept going to the doctor and telling him about these things that's been happening. And of course the doctor's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know. And as I got older, I got settled into one doctor. He just kept telling me, well, you got to come into the office when you're having one of those spells. Hey, you got to make an appointment. You can't just walk into the office. And it didn't happen all the time. They happened mainly if I missed a meal. If I didn't eat. Low blood sugar. Later on, in 2001, I was on a job and I was getting this feeling. And I went to my supervisor and told her. And she said, sounds like you might be hypoglycemic. I said, well, listen, I need to go to the ER. And she said, okay, well, I went to the ER, got diagnosed from the emergency room doctor of reactive hypoglycemia. Finally, my doctor said, okay, you got hypoglycemia. The only thing that they could do at the time was to tell me to eat protein. All protein in my food. Diet, basically. Throughout the day. 5 to 6 small meals a day. Protein. To keep my sugar up. Even after becoming a diabetic in 2009, same thing. I gotta eat 5 to 6 small meals a day of protein. Mostly protein. What's protein? Fish, chicken, turkey, steak every now and then. You know, not all the time, but every now and then. You know, nuts and fish, cheese products, you know, dairy products. And I eat what my doctor tells me to eat. If I was to buy locally, I'd be paying a lot more here for the same food that they sell over there at Walnut Creek Cheese. The Walnut Creek Cheese sends food over here to the stores over here for the stores over here to sell. But they raised the prices $1 to $2 over here. The rolled butter that we get over there at Walnut Creek Cheese is $7.99. Over here at Thorns is $8.99. Cheese and the meat that is sold over here at Discount Drug Mart is $2 more a pound than it is over there. At if it's $2 or something a pound over there on sale at Walnut Creek Cheese, it's $4 or something, 3 something or 4 something over here at Discount Drug Mart. You would think if it's the same stuff, they would sell it for the same price, but no, they mark up the prices here in Carrollton. Gas, for one thing, it is $3.85 here in Carrollton. Elsewhere, it's $3.79, $3.75. On up north, is $3.59. It's cheaper everywhere else than it is here in Carrollton. Everything is higher priced here in Carrollton. Why? It's because of all the oil and gas fracking that's going on. There's money in Carrollton, but not for the poor, not for the disabled. We had to pay the high price that everybody's marking up. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stoop that low and pay the high price just to stay here in Carroll County and buy my food. Oh yeah, they're Walmart too. Walmart. We go to Walmart and buy a lot of food too. Like we can get, I get tea bags. $2.98 at Walmart for the cold brew tea bags. Here in at Thorns, $3 and something. I can't remember the exact. $3. Basically, they marked the price up $1, 50 cents to $1 here in Carrollton for the same tea bags I can get cheaper at Walmart. They marked the prices up around here in Carrollton. Why? Well, it's a small community. There's no competition. Thorns, Discount Drug Mart, Family Dollar Mart. That is the only grocery stores here in Carrollton. There's an IGA up about 15 miles north of us in Minerva, and lots of times they run some good sales. You gotta have one of their cards, which I have one of their cards, their rewards cards, to get the stuff, the food at their sale price. Long story short, listen up, and listen up good. You need to stop being a bully. You need to stop trying to control my life. You're going around throwing these words around. You're calling me names. You're calling me Jim Jones. You're calling me a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite because I live what I preach. A hypocrite is Greek for an actor. Someone that lives one way and acts another way. I live what I preach. I've learned a lot, I studied a lot, but this person wants to constantly tear down all of my studies I have studied throughout my life. Because they constantly think they are right, no matter what. And when I try to tell them how wrong they are, they constantly want to fire it, and fire it. Like, because they were in the army, they constantly want to fire their machine gun. And they don't know how or when to stop. I pray that God will stop you some of these days. I pray that God will show you the truth. Because you need the truth. You don't need your stupid ways anymore. You need the truth. You need to be brought down to your knees, and you need to be shown the truth of Jesus Christ, the truth of the Bible. This person has some real off-the-wall beliefs. For one thing, they believe that we need to be living in the kingdom of heaven right here on earth, right now, in the here and now, and not to be believing in some future kingdom. They don't even believe in the rapture is going to happen. They don't believe in this future stuff, tribulation, and they think it already happened to Israel when Romans took over and tore down the temple. They think it's already happened. Jesus never said that. Jesus never said that. He said in the end days. That wasn't the end days of the world. Because let me tell you something. The lawless man has not been revealed yet. A lot of people think it's Obama. Well, let them think that. Real quick, before my battery dies and I'm out of time, I want to show you. This is what I believe in my studies. Black's Law Dictionary, 6th edition. And it was 1891 to 1991, and in here it tells people what marriage license and certificate is. As you can see, a marriage certificate is an instrument which certifies a marriage and is executed by the person officiating at the marriage. It is not intended to be signed by the parties, but is evidence, right there, evidence. See, evidence of the marriage. Marriage license now, a license or permission granted by public authority to persons who intend to intermarry. Intermarry. Well, what does intermarry mean? That means somebody of another race marrying somebody of another race. Mainly blacks marrying whites. Usually addressed to the minister or magistrate who is to perform the ceremony, or in general terms to anyone authorized to solemnize marriages. By statute in most jurisdictions, it is made an essential prerequisite to the lawful solemnization. Excuse me, my mouth is dry, sorry. I take medication that makes my mouth dry. Of the marriage. That's the law. That is the law. Now, prior to 1993, my battery's about ready to croak on me, there was common law marriages. Now, they've done away with common law marriage. They want everybody to get a marriage license. And so doesn't the church. You are a sinner if you don't have a marriage license. There's nowhere in the Bible that says you are a sinner if you don't have a marriage license. Because they want to keep harping up Romans. Obeying every ordinance of man. For their excuse of getting a marriage license. Well, let me tell you something. There are ordinances out there that you don't even realize that you are breaking. Right now, you're breaking an ordinance or a law that's still in the books, and you don't even realize it. But yet, you want to come after me and condemn me for believing in what I believe in. Basically, that's the bottom line. You are tearing me down, calling me names, because you think you're right. I'm not living two different lives. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not saying one thing and then living a different life. Well, listen, I gotta get off here. My battery's about ready to croak there. I pray that you will see the light, see the truth before it's too late. God bless.